This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by George Kambosos Jr. in New York, the promised land, the place that you broke those hearts that time against Teofimo. What does it feel like to be back?
Yeah, it's good, man. New York is a good place for me, a happy place. Seems like second home for me. I'm 2-0 here, and the trifecta on Saturday night is huge. So a lot of fans, a lot of support wherever I go here. All the New Yorkers, see me, want photos, talk to me. Bigger fan base here than the supposed only champion here, so it's good.
Let's talk a little bit. Let's bring it back to that week against Teofimo. Really heated. You stayed cool, calm, and collected on the night, and a lot of people probably, I'm not going to say they underestimated you, but they probably did, but they also didn't really expect that performance from George Kambosos. What was it that week that just got you going, George? Because that was the first time in your career we've really seen that.
I just believed in myself, backed myself, knew what I had gone through to become champion. I knew the hard yards, knew what it meant to me to change my life. Did whatever it took, and stayed focused, relaxed, calm, collected. And here we are again, same situation, same hotel, same colours, same everything. It's the same, movement to another title, another big mouth from this, hometown supposedly, and it's just a lot of familiar similarities, and that's why I was very excited when the fight got made here. What a great moment for me to come back here and do it again. Australia's only ever boxer to become a world champion at MSG, double up on it again.
3 defeats on your record, but the only 2 men as a pro in Vasily Lomachenko and Devin Haney, which is a resume that speaks for itself. Why on Saturday night does George Kambosos do something different? Why does George Kambosos get this win when everyone's backing against you again?
Too seasoned, man. Too fast, too explosive, too sharp, everything. Hit harder than this guy. Feeling great at 140. Best move I've ever made in my career, coming up at this point in my career, come to 140. So I'm a fighter's fighter. Never worried about who's in front of me. I fight the best. We've seen it. The resume is incredible. And like you said, the guys that have beaten me, pound for pound, all-time greats. So like I've been saying, and I know he hates it when I say it, he's not 1/10 of the guys that I have fought. He ain't no Lopez, he ain't no Haney, he ain't no Lomachenko, he ain't no Selby, Mickey Bay, all these guys that I've been in battle with. So, look, he talks a big game. Yeah, I talk a big game too, but I'm proven. Who has he fought compared to what I've been in there with?
What weaknesses do you see in Richardson Hitchins games? Because when he fought Liam Parrow, I think a lot of people maybe backed against him, and clearly he got the job done that night. But what weaknesses do you see in his game?
Look, they backed against him for that fight because they always back the champion. The champion's always got that edge. But when you deep dive on the fighter and you look at him and you see, what does he really have? I've been in there with the greats, studying the greats. I don't see nothing that jumps out to me. He's got to show me that. But the biggest thing that I see in his eyes, he's a coward. There's no heart there. I'll take that heart away from him. I'm a warrior. I've got a heart of a lion. So talk is talk. June 14th, special day for me. My birthday that day too. So be a big present for myself.
I want to ask you your opinion on yesterday. You had that face-off. It got quite heated. A lot of people probably expected this when it was first announced, and you were quite cordial together at that point. But yesterday it kind of got heated. What did he say to you in those close quarters?
He's delusional. Another delusional, guy that I come up against. I feel like the weight cut is killing himself. He's talking rubbish. I think one of the things he said, when you're trying to understand him, I ain't fought nobody, and he's beat the guys that have beaten me. What world? Maybe on PlayStation or something. Come on. I'm calm, collected. Yeah, a little bit of excitement yesterday, a bit of heated, but I love that. For me, I love. Could have done it right then and there. I said, let's do it right here. Fuck Saturday night, we'll do it here and let's see who's king of New York.
There's a real boom about boxing down under in Australia, New Zealand. Like you've got Justice Sooney, Jai Albertay, yourself, Liam Parrow, Sky Nicholson. What do you attribute to this kind of era of fighters from down under? Why is it such a boom now?
Look, we believe in ourselves a lot more, and we've proven it. Obviously, making champions, going against odds, coming into the backyards of champions. I've done it, and being able to do the big numbers, do the big crowds, and getting the country behind us. So we're in a good boom. We're in a good era of boxing, and I held that era for a while, did the big fights, and now I'm back again to do it again. But like the guys you just mentioned, obviously the recent fight, obviously Jai Pattaya dominating, Justice Huni. It's heartbreak to see that because he was tremendous, and that's no disrespect to Wardley. It shows what a powerhouse he is, and just one punch, heavyweight boxing, take your lights out. But we've got a good self-belief, and I think the more and more Australian fighters keep proving that we can mix it up and beat these guys, it helps the generation to come. I'm a big advocate of it. That's why doing the big fights back home, I've always advocated to give in the guys that don't usually get an opportunity, put them on the cards, pay them some good money, give them the opportunity. That's why I got my Ferocious Promotions, obviously company. We've done the big fights alongside Matchroom, Top Rank, The Bell Entertainment, and we look to do a lot more in the future.
I want to get your thoughts on another, boxing kind of story that came out last weekend, which was KEYSHAWN Davis. What did you make of that whole missing the weight and then everything that went on after it, George?
Right now I'm focused on Hitchins. It's not my problem. I don't really get too worried about what other fighters are doing. I'm focused on the guy in front of me, and it is what it is. That's boxing. Boxing is a crazy world, and you might have to ask Hitchins because he's the one that beats with him all the time. I got no bad blood with KEYSHAWN. He's fought on my undercard before, and seems like a good kid. Whatever's happened, obviously, it's been a bit dramatic now. It's getting a bad rap for it, but it's not my business.
George, before I let you go, do you have a quick word on the great Vasily Lomachenko's retirement, seeing as you did share the ring with him?
Yeah, look, honour to have fought him and to be his last opponent, bringing him to Australia, doing a massive fight there. That's a great honour, great experience, and fellow Orthodox, warrior of the same faith. And I wish him all the best in his future endeavours. And like I said, it's been an honour.
Well, George, we look forward to watching your show this weekend, and hopefully we'll have a chat afterwards. Appreciate your time. Thanks. Appreciate it, bro.